Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for a CD vinyl update. Just taking a little break from working on the Motorhead ranking, 22 studio albums. I'm getting there, but I'm also realizing how much I love some of those albums. Obviously some more than others, and some I don't love. You know, I like a few songs type of thing. And, you know, if you're a Motorhead fan, stay tuned, it's coming. I just want to... I'm kind of a picky ass. I like to be thorough. You know, I don't just like to hold it up and go, this is this, you know, talk about it a little bit, you know, tell you a few favorite songs, stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll get to that. But in the meantime, I got a few things piling up here. You know, as per old 6 Strings standard vinyl CD update, I got about 10 items here to show you here. Some really cool stuff that you know, some really cool reissues that I am really happy to finally get in my collection. But today we're going to start off with some real metal, some whatever you want to call it. This is about as metal as it gets. You know, just through watching videos and stuff. This is a band that I used to have a couple of their albums on cassette, and I only had 2 on CD, but I've just added 2 more. And talking about Manowar, this is their 5th overall album, and I think this was my introduction to Manowar back in 1987 with the song Blow Your Speakers. But I picked up Fighting the World. So this is their, what did I say, 5th album? Yes. And this is the first one to feature artwork from Ken Kelly. And he did every cover from here on in. But what I'm interested in Manowar are probably the first, so now I have the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th album. I'll show you the 6th one right away. But I want to pick up the first 4. I'm definitely interested in those. A little bit of a glare there. We'll show you this again. Just classic, just great metal. You know, just have fun metal, whatever you want to call it. But there's the CD and the back cover. Yeah, like I said, great song. Fighting the World, what a great song that is. Blow Your Speakers, Violence and Bloodshed, Drums of Doom, very cool. You know, and the one thing I'm learning more about Manowar, you know, is the bass playing in Manowar. Joey is a super integral part of this band. And you just, you know, you get a 4-piece band. I know Ross the Boss played keyboards also. But you get a 4-piece band and, you know, you're playing live. That bass and drums becomes huge. I mean, you know bands like that. But these guys, they definitely, they do not lack in any sound whatsoever. But very glad to pick up Fighting the World. And I also picked up their 6th album from 1998, Kings of Metal. So this is the last one to feature Ross the Boss on guitars. And this one came out on Atlantic Records. I think the 4 that I have are either Atco or Atlantic, and actually no, one's on Geffen Records. But yeah, great, cool artwork, you know, typical Manowar artwork. And just another solid album. This one, actually, like Wheels of Fire, just starts off really heavy. I don't personally know if this is one of their heaviest albums, but it sure sounds like it to me. Kings of Metal, Heart of Steel, really cool. Sting of the Bumblebee, that, you know, there's the bass that I'm talking about for sure. So if you know Manowar, you're going to kind of know what I'm talking about, where you have, you know, and earlier, speaking of Motorhead, I mean, sometimes having like a guy like Lemmy is really like having another guitar player in a way that he plays his bass, and not as much here, but a very, anyways, Joey, very integral part of Manowar. So very good, sorry, very cool to pick up some more Manowar. And I will still be searching for those, you know, first few albums, Sign of the Hammer, or I forget all the names of them, but all right, let's show you a couple vinyl. Believe it or not, this is my first ever vinyl from Michael Shanker. I picked up his brand new album, Immortal. Now I had some MSG, which I had the Michael Shanker group, a couple of cassettes back in the day, but I've really never, you know, I have some a UFO with Michael on it. There's some Scorpions with Michael on it, but this is pretty cool. You know, I was, you know, farting around on Amazon, and I looked at the price of the vinyl was like $24, and the CD was like 30 something for some stupid reason. So I'm like, why not? Let's try this out. Here it is. I think the first single that I saw was Drilled to Kill, maybe. So there's 2 songs on here with Ralph Scheepers from Primal Fear, which I love Primal Fear, love Ralph Scheepers. And then I only really became to know Ronnie Romero from last year's Vandenberg album. And Ronnie Romero is a great singer. Michael Voss is a great singer. And there's, get a little all over the place here. There is a song on here with, with, you know, Gary Barden, a bunch of the singers from, you know, Michael's past. Anyways, great release. I'm really happy I picked this up. Where's that? Devil's Daughter's the other one with Ralph on vocals. Sail the Darkness, awesome song. In Search of Peace of Mind, that's the one where there's you know, about 4 different vocalists on that song. So here, it's just standard black vinyl, released Nuclear Blast this year. There, I always just put the Nuclear Blast hype stickers on the anti-static sleeves, which I do appreciate from Nuclear Blast. They always seem to do a great job. But yeah, you know, I'm hoping that, well, I don't know if they're going to reissue. There's a few that are earlier work that I really need to get, like Assault Attack, and those are all released on Crystallis, if I'm pronouncing that right. So I got to look into getting some more Michael Shanker. Really enjoyed this album. I mean, his guitar playing, it speaks for itself. Next up, I picked up, actually, the album I'm playing in the background is Judas Priest. Well, obviously, you know that cover. Doesn't need to be talked about that much. But I picked that one up on Record Store Day, and it was a reissue from E1. E1 does a fantastic job, and when this next one came up, I said, you know what, I gotta have this. It is Judas Priest Rockarolla, limited edition, 180 gram Gatefold, translucent grape, white with black splatter. Includes download card, which get your pen out right away because I'm going to give that away on here. But anyways, here it is with, you know, not my favorite version of this cover, but limited edition colored vinyl. I just thought I'd pick this up. I mean, this is a E1 does a, if you've picked up well, either this or anything from E1, honestly, is really good. There's the back cover. And you know what? I know this is a record that is lower on my ranking, but I honestly do love it. There is some fantastic songs on here that I love. One for the Road, Rockarolla, Never Satisfied. Yeah, just it goes on. There's some good stuff on here. And, you know, this is a start of a, you know, over a 50-year career now. Let's show you this vinyl here. And the vinyl is really cool. It actually, you know, it fits in with the cover okay. Excuse me. And here it is. There is, what do we say, splatter with white or whatever. Centerings, same on both sides. Originally, I don't know if I didn't catch the pre-order on this one, but the initial price was really high, so I just kept it in my cart for a while, and sure enough, it dropped down. All right, and I told you I'd get, here is the download card for that if somebody wants this. Pause that and blow it up, and away you go. There's Rockarolla. And there was also a download card with that version of Sad Wings of Destiny, which I don't need that either, and I don't think, honestly, I don't think I gave it away. So give this one a try too if you want a couple of really classic, well, especially Sad Wings, you know that album, classic Priest. there's the download card for Sad Wings of Destiny. So there you go. Grab that one. And also, before I forget, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I got this really warped Sodom out of the Frontline Trench EP. And the first one that came happened to have 2 download cards in it. I did send one back with a record. Mr. Honesty, whatever. But I did keep the extra one. And then when I got my replacement, I got another one. So here is another download card for Sodom out of the Frontline Trench. I forgot to give that away on maybe my last update, but check out some Sodom, especially, their album Genesis 19 from 2020, high up on my list. Great album. Okay, let's go. We're going to end this episode with some really cool Black Sabbath reissues, but in the meantime, I'm going to show you, I've been really digging Gravedigger lately. Just some, these albums aren't going to blow you out of the water. They're just a consistent band. To me, they're like Primal Fear, Running Wild, that vein, UDO stuff, just nice and consistent, some variations in each album. But I started to pick up some of Gravedigger's newer albums, newer as in, well, this first one's from 2009. I picked up 6, but I'm only going to show you 3 today because we don't want to get too carried away with the Gravedigger right now, because I really want to know these albums and talk about them a little bit too, instead of just holding them up. But this is their 14th studio album, and I believe their first on Napalm Records. This is Ballads of a Hangman. And Gravedigger, just always killer artwork. I love their logo. Their logo's very cool and very consistent with their newer releases. I think they've altered their logo a wee bit, but not much. Anyways, this one, I love this album. It's very speed metal, traditional metal, maybe a tiny little bit of thrash in there. But so this is the only one to feature 2 guitar players. So Manny Schmidt was in the band for probably 4 or 5 albums prior to this album. And then Thilo Herman came in on this album too. Thilo Herman, you might know that name from Running Wild. He was on Black Hand In until, I think, the album Victory. So about 4 albums. Manny Schmidt, you would know him from some of, I'm not very familiar with the band Rage, but that's where he also played in, and on some of their very key albums too. Geez, I forgot the name of the one that people always show of Rage. But anyways, Manny was on that album. So short-lived lineup, but really a solid album. Check out Ballad of the Hangman, Hell of Delusion, Sorrow of the Dead, great song. The Shadow of Your Soul, just, Storm Rider. Oh, actually the last track, Pray, I think there was an EP of that too. I'd like to pick that up too. But anyways, always cool artwork, just solid metal. I mean, stuff like this, I just throw it on, and I don't know, to me it's just, I kind of feel good when I'm listening to it. It's not bringing me down. It's just like, yeah, metal, just stuff like that. So next one I picked up is their 15th overall studio album from 2010. And this is the first to feature new guitar player Alex Ritt, who is in the band to this day. So he's been on every album since, which is probably 8 of them. So this is basically a sequel to Tunes of War. This is The Clans Will Rise Again. Again, you got that really cool artwork. And actually this is again released on Napalm Records, and these booklets are thick. Sorry if I didn't show you the last one, but just full of lyrics. The lyrics are all in here. A great picture of the band. And this lineup is basically the same, except They have a different drummer now. Current day, they do have a different drummer, but yeah, great album. Again, sequel to Tunes of War, and then the third part of that would have been their last album from 2020 called Fields of Blood, which I really do like that album too. Quite high in my year-end list too. But anyways, Days of Revenge, Paid in Blood, great song. Hammer of the Scots, you know, and all of this, I'm sure there's lots of accurate things in here. I'm not a real big history guy, but, you know, those of you that live in Scotland, you know, and listen to some Gravedigger, you know, how does this size up? But anyways, yeah, Coming Home, solid album from Gravedigger. That one was from 2010. And then I picked up, so these three albums are consecutive albums, you know, 14th, 15th, and then the 16th album called Clash of the Gods. So out of the three, this would be so far my least favorite. It just, the songs are just not as strong, but there are some really cool tracks on here. So this is a 2012 release on Napalm Records. And I mean, if you know Napalm Records, they're a pretty awesome label. Yeah, another really thick booklet. But if you want to check out some really good songs on here, Hell Dog, Medusa, of Clash of the Gods, that's a really good song too. But yeah, just really, like I said, digging some Gravedigger. It's just, you know, like I said, nice and consistent metal. I really enjoy it. Kind of miss the Gravedigger bus back in the day. You know, of course I listened to, you know, Heavy Metal Breakdown or Witch Hunter, great stuff. And then I just kind of fell away from them. Now just happy to be getting back into some of their stuff. Now, we're going to wrap up this update with some of my, well, obviously, or not obviously, but if you've watched my channel before, you know I'm a big Dio fan, and some of these Black Sabbath, I mean, these Black Sabbath Dio era albums, they're just some of my absolute favorite stuff. Probably, you know, the first 6 Black Sabbath albums and these two. Well, actually, I got 3 here. I'll show you. Just classic stuff. When I heard these were coming out on reissue, I couldn't press the buy now button fast enough, but here is a brand new 2021 reissue of Heaven and Hell. And just a great job. This is on Rhino Warner Brothers Records. It is a 2-disc set. Here is the gatefold, and just well done. There's a whole, this is a whole write-up of what's going on, and I was reading some of it, you know, record company pressure after, what was it? Was Technical Ecstasy the last one with, before Ozzy left? But record companies on them, we need some, you know, we need material, we need this, there's, you know, and then Ozzy's out and Dio's in, and then we have this. It just, and this is a truly amazing album. I don't know if you can see the track listing, but I will read you the hype sticker first. There is the hype sticker. So, of course, Geezer Butler, Ronnie, Tony, Bill. The classic 1980 album Remastered includes bonus LP of rarities and live versions, featuring Die Young, Heaven and Hell, and Neon Nights. This first side of this record, well, the whole album is phenomenal, but what a first side. I mean, Neon Nights, Children of the Sea, Lady Evil. You know, I love that song. I mean, she's a magical mystery woman. I'm not a singer, that is for sure, but you know what I'm talking about. Heaven and Hell, straight into Wishing Well. Die Young, what a song that is on side B. And some pretty cool other stuff. We got some live tracks, Children of the Sea, Heaven and Hell, live 7-inch edit, Lady Evil, mono 7-inch edit, Neon Nights live, Children of the Sea live. So the live tracks were recorded in Hartford, Connecticut in the U.S. August 10th, 1980. This is definitely, if you're a Black Sabbath fan, this is a must-have. The vinyl is very cool. Anti-static sleeves, 2-disc set. I'll just show you one disc. They're both the same. 180 gram vinyl. There's the center ring and the track listing for side A. Same on side B. Or sorry, side 2, side 3, side 4. And then I like that they released Mob Rules with it too. Of course, I had to have that. Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell, for me, are really... There is a clear-cut winner, and it is Heaven and Hell, but it is really tight. I don't mean it's as close. I mean, I was thinking about this. The tightest back-to-back albums in my whole collection still to this day is Merciful Fate, Melissa, and Don't Break the Oath. You know, and, you know, one of them is... I always said, you know, 5149 or whatever. Those are super close. And if you watch this channel, you probably already know which of those two is my favorite, even though they're both fantastic. But this is the next, not one of the closest battles. But like I said, Heaven and Hell is still a clear-cut winner. Enough babbling. But I picked up the reissue for Mob Rules. Where's that hype sticker? Here we go. Geezer Butler, Ronnie, and Tony, and in comes Vinny Appice taking over for Bill Ward. 40th anniversary of the classic 1981 album remastered. And there's another thing. Here's back in the day where you got one album coming out in 1980 and then next year 1981. It's just like, just back-to-back perfection. Includes bonus of rarities, live versions. Features Turn Up the Night, Die Young Live, a New York mix of the Mob Rules, which is very good too. And the sound on these is honestly, it's phenomenal. I couldn't be happier. Now, I don't think I showed you the back, but that is pretty cool. There's the track listing. A little bit hard to see, but if you wanted to pause that and have a look, you sure could. And beautiful gatefold. Again, same Rhino Warner Brothers reissue. Just well done. Not super glossy. The artwork is, you know, it's not one of those take a picture of a CD and blow it up. It is actual, yeah, you know what I mean, but pretty cool. Love this album too. I mean, Turn Up the Night, Voodoo, The Sign of the Southern Cross. What a great song that is. The little weirder instrumental, E5150, Slipping Away, Country Girl, Falling Off the Edge of the World. I mean, don't really need to say much about this album either. Great album. And it is on black vinyl, same as the Heaven and Hell. And here is, well, there we go. There's side 1 and side 2 the same. So that's another thing I was wondering. So these, I do not have any original. These are actually my first Black Sabbath on vinyl, believe it or not. I don't have any originals, but is this basically a replica of their old, you know, an original? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say with those of you that have originals of those. And last for today is one more Black Sabbath, which now that I got this, I feel lucky that I did. It did not last long. I didn't get it the first time around, but you know, my morning coffee always consists of, I'm looking for something. You know, I'm either on Metal Blade, Nuclear Blast, Napalm Records, Amazon, eBay, Discogs, but I saw this come up and I'm like, I better get this. This is a great album. Black Sabbath, Dehumanizer, just killer album from 1992. So this, and I always said there's like a brother-sister album to this, and the brother-sister album to this would be Strange Highways. Very similar, you know, slowed down, more on the doom and gloom side, really, really heavy, but just a great album. Just really happy to pick this up. So this is, of course, Ronnie reunites with, basically the same lineup as on Mob Rules. You know, you have Vinny on drums, and Geezer, and Tony, and Ronnie. There's the Gatefold. So this is a reissue. This is here's the hype sticker. This is a 2 LP expanded edition, 180-gram vinyl. Bonus LP features rare 1992 live versions of Children of the Sea, Die Young, and Neon Nights. And the bonus material on this is worth it just alone. I think it just very, very solid. Really happy to get this. And, you know, being the kind of the Dio fanatic I am, you know, and have always been, but now starting to pick up the vinyl. I got, you know, now I'm in search for, you know, the 3 Rainbow albums that Dio's on, and even some more of the live stuff, even whether it's some live Rainbow stuff or some more Black Sabbath stuff. But here is record 1. And these, I'm going to show you these both because the center rings are the same on the one side, so that would be, you know, kind of what you can consider the B side. And then here's the center ring on this one, so there's a shot of the album cover. Beautiful anti-static sleeves. And what label was this on again? This is, yeah, this is also a Rhino reprise reissue. Really cool. And here is the second side, D and C. The other center ring's the same, but there is the other one with a shot of the band right there. So pretty cool to get these in the collection. You can never have enough Dio in my opinion, but you know, that's me. And anyways, that is it for this update. I'll come back at you with another update shortly. I wanted to kind of keep this one more, and I know my previous update was a little more on the heavier end of things, some newer stuff I've been getting into, but you know, my heart lies in this just straight up traditional metal and my thrash. Those are my 2 kind of mainstays that I really love, and you know, love to share those things with you. But that is it for this update. We will talk to you soon. Hopefully get that Motorhead ranking rolling in the next within the next 2 weeks for sure. I'll definitely commit myself to making sure I get that done probably next 10 days or so. But until next time, stay heavy.